All right, everyone. We're going to start. Welcome to Tales at Night. This is your library happy hour, and we are the Winnipeg Public Library.
Welcome to Tales at Night, from home. While you would normally find us on the stage at the Goodwill Social Club, reading aloud stories for adults, these days we are following the advice from our public health professionals, and just like you, we are staying home. We are thrilled to still be able to present our Tales at Night Storytime program for grown-ups, from our homes to yours. Enjoy. Please note, these stories are written and read aloud for adults and are not recommended for children.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Tales at Night from Home. This is your adult story time. My name is Kirsten, and you would normally find me at the Harvey Smith Library. And across the screen from me is...
Hi, I'm Trevor, and you would normally find me at the Louis Riel Library. And across the screen from me is...
Hi, I'm Tauni, and also normally I'd be at Louis Riel Library.
So today, Tauni and Trevor will be reading a short story by Dorothy Parker. And this is from her collection of short stories entitled The Works of Dorothy Parker. And just a little bit about Dorothy Parker for those of you who aren't familiar with her. Dorothy Parker was born in 1893 and died in 1967. She was an American poet, writer, critic, and satirist, both based in New York. She was best known for her wit, wisecracks, and eye for 20th century urban foibles. So that's Dorothy Parker. And I am now going to just turn the screen over to Trevor and Tauni, who will read You Were Perfectly Fine.
The pale young man eased himself carefully into the low chair and rolled his head to the side so that the cool chintz comforted his cheek and temple.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh.
The clear-eyed girl, sitting light and erect on the couch, smiled brightly at him. Not feeling so well today?
Oh, I'm great. Corking I am. You know what time I got up? 4 o'clock this afternoon, sharp. I kept trying to make it, and every time I took my head off the pillow, it would roll under the bed. This isn't my head I got on now. I think this is something that used to belong to Walt Whitman. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Do you think maybe a drink would make you feel better?
The hair of a mastiff that bit me? Oh no, thank you. Please never speak anything like that again. I'm through. I'm all through. Look at that hand. Steady as a hummingbird it is. Tell me, was I really terrible last night?
Oh, goodness. Everybody was feeling pretty high. You were all right.
Oh yeah, I must have been just dandy. Is everyone sore at me?
Good heavens, no. Everyone thought you were terribly funny. Of course, Jim Pearson was a little stuffy there for a minute at dinner. People sort of held him back in his chair and he got calmed down. I don't think anybody at the other tables noticed it at all. Hardly anybody.
He was going to sock me? Oh, Lord, what did I do to him?
Why, you didn't do a thing. You were perfectly fine. But you know how silly Jim gets when he thinks anybody is making too much fuss over Eleanor.
Oh, was I making a pass at Eleanor? Oh, did I do that?
Of course you didn't. You were only fooling, that's all. She thought you were awfully amusing. She was having a marvelous time. She only got a little tiny bit annoyed just once when you poured the clam juice down her back.
My God. Clam juice down that back? Oh, and every vertebrae a little cavit. Oh, dear God, what will I ever do?
Oh, she'll be all right. Just send her some flowers. Don't worry about it. It isn't anything.
Oh, no, I won't worry. I haven't got a care in the world. I'm just sitting pretty. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Did I do any other fascinating tricks at dinner?
You were fine. Don't be so foolish about it. Everybody was crazy about you. The maitre d'hotel was a little worried because you wouldn't stop singing, but he really didn't mind. All he said was he was afraid they'd close the place again if there was so much noise. But he didn't care a bit himself. I think he loved seeing you have such a good time. Oh, you were just singing away there for about an hour. It wasn't so terribly loud at all.
So I sang. Oh, that must have been a treat. I sang.
Don't you remember? You just sang one song after another. Everybody in the place was listening. They loved it. Only you kept insisting that you wanted to sing some song about some kind of fusiliers or other, and everybody kept shushing you, and you kept trying to start it again. You were wonderful. We were all trying to make you sing for a minute and eat something, but you wouldn't hear of it. My, you were funny.
What? I didn't eat any dinner?
Nope, not a thing. Every time the waiter would offer you something, you'd give it right back to him because you said that he was your long-lost brother, changed in the cradle by a gypsy band, and that anything you had was his. You had him simply roaring at you.
Oh, I bet I did. Oh, I bet I was comical, all right. Society's pet, I must have been. Well, what happened then, after my overwhelming success with the waiter?
Well, nothing much. You took a sort of dislike to some old man with white hair sitting across the room because you didn't like his necktie, and you wanted to tell him about it. But we got you out before he got really mad.
Oh. We got what, walk?
Walk? Of course you did. You were absolutely all right. There was that nasty stretch of ice on the sidewalk, and you did sit down awfully hard, you poor dear. But good heavens, that might have happened to anybody.
Oh, sure. Louisa Alcott or anybody. Huh. So I fell down on the sidewalk. That would explain what's the matter with my... Oh, yeah, I see. And then what, if you don't mind?
Now, Peter... You can't sit there and say you don't remember what happened after that. I did think that maybe you were just a little tight at dinner. Oh, you were perfectly all right and all that. But I did know you were feeling pretty gay. But you were so serious. From the time you fell down, I never knew you to be that way. Don't you know how you told me I had never seen your real self before? Oh, Peter, I just couldn't bear it if you don't remember that lovely long ride we took together in the taxi. Please, you do remember that, don't you? I think it would simply kill me if you didn't.
Oh, yes. Riding in the taxi, sure, of course. Was it a pretty long ride?
Round and round and round the park. Oh, and the trees were shining so in the moonlight. And you said you never knew before that you really had a soul.
Oh, yes, that's right. I said that. That was me.
You said such lovely, lovely things. And I'd never known all this time how you had been feeling about me. And I never dared to let you see how I felt about you. And then last night... Oh, Peter, dear, I think that taxi ride was the most important thing that ever happened to us in our lives.
Oh, yes, I guess it must have been.
And we're going to be so happy. Oh, I just want to tell everybody, but I don't know. I think maybe it would be sweeter to keep it all to ourselves.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah, great.
Lovely.
Look here. Do you mind if I do have a drink? I mean, just medicinally, of course. You know, I'm off the stuff for life, so help me. But I think I feel a collapse coming on.
Oh, I think it would do you good. You poor boy, it's a shame you feel so awful. I'll make you a whiskey and soda.
Honestly, I don't see how you could ever want to speak to me again after I made such a fool of myself last night. I think I better go join a monastery in Tibet.
You crazy idiot! As if I could ever let you go away now! Stop talking like that. You were perfectly fine. She jumped up from the couch, kissed him quickly on the forehead, and ran out of the room. The pale young man looked after her and shook his head long and slowly, then dropped it in his damp and trembling hands.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
And that was You Were Perfectly Fine by Dorothy Parker. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Tales at Night at Home, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye.